Hi there, and welcome to The Daily Gardener, an almanac of garden history, literature, and small botanical joys. I'm Jennifer Ebling, and today is August 3rd. If July was the month of pushing through, August is the month of leaning in. And all the plants that survive July become the jungle that is the August garden. In August, your garden is mature. You're dealing with adult plants, and you can clearly see what's growing in the garden that shouldn't be there. In my garden, I've got thousands of maple seeds that didn't get removed in July. And now they're coming back to haunt me. Generally, I'm pretty ruthless about them, but every now and then, because I'm human, I let a sapling stay. But now I've got a maple tree about 20 feet high growing right through a horse fence and a row of arborvitae. I let it be because I thought it might shade the water feature, but it's not the right plant, and it's just going to get me more seeds, so it's got to go. You know, there's a book that's called Eat This, Not That. It's very popular. Well, in August, gardeners need to think along the same lines. They need to think, grow this, not that. And it's easy to see because you're judging plants at maturity instead of plants that you hope will grow. Now it's tangible. We can see what needs to stay and what needs to go. And so to me, August is always a month of tough decisions. This worked, that didn't. Grow this, not that. Here's today's garden history. It was on this day in 1614 that the Spanish flower painter Juan de Arellano was born outside Madrid. He was a night owl and didn't become a great painter in the Baroque era until he was 36, when he started copying flower paintings and studying live flowers. Out of that, he developed a lucrative formula: paint canvases in sets of 2 and depict a large mass of freshly picked flowers. When asked why he focused on flowers and left figures alone, he said, "Because they cost me less pains and bring me more money." Today his painting, Garland of Flowers, Birds and a Butterfly, hangs in the Louvre. And it was on this day in 1821 that the American naturalist and Quaker Graceanna Lewis was born in Chester County, Pennsylvania. She was homeschooled in natural sciences like botany and astronomy. Her biographer said she was the best-informed woman naturalist of her generation. The Lewis sisters turned their home into a reliable stop on the Underground Railroad, and they often sewed new clothes through the night for runaways while they slept. Graceanna was past 40 before she found her way to the ornithologist John Casson at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. He named a new oriole Icterus graceannae. The white-edged oriole is a songbird that never migrates and lives only in the forests of Ecuador and Peru. When it came to birding, Graceanna said, "Every student should possess an opera glass." And it was on this day in 1941 that Martha Stewart was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. She was born Martha Helen Kostyra, the second of 6 kids in a Polish-American family. When she was 3, her family moved to Nutley, and her father Edward taught her to garden in the backyard. He taught all 6 of his kids, but she was the only one who took to it, the only one who didn't mind all the hours of weeding. Today, Martha turns 85. In Martha Stewart's gardening book from 1991, she wrote that a garden isn't only a place to grow things. It's a place to walk and think, to sit and contemplate. She said, "A garden should have surprises and should offer solace." It's time to grow that garden library with today's book, A Year at Clove Brook Farm by Christopher Spitz Miller. This week is Working Gardens and Estates Week, and it's 5 days of book recommendations about gardens that work for a living. Christopher makes gorgeous ceramic lamps, and a few are even in the White House. But on weekends, he farms at the place he discovered on a chilly October day in 2005 on a country road in Millbrook, New York. He fell for it immediately. For the next 5 years, he renovated it slowly, one project at a time. And at one point, when the walls were down to the studs, he turtled up there inside the shell of the house he dreamed of. A friend promised he wouldn't remember any of it once the dust settled and the bills were paid. He doubted her, but she was right. Today he grows his own flowers, keeps heritage chickens and Indian fantail pigeons, and puts up his own jam, cider, and honey. This delightful book runs a full year, from lilacs just starting to bloom to getting the chickens ready for the Dutchess County Fair. His good friend Martha Stewart wrote the foreword. In his own introduction, Christopher says, "Each of us has a garden within us." And finally, here's something sweet to ignite the little botanic spark in your heart. It was on this day in 1887 that the English poet Rupert Brooke was born. The Irish poet W.B. Yeats said he was the handsomest young man in England. Rupert was known for his war sonnets written during the First World War. As a college student, he loved to skinny dip, and one moonlit night in Cambridge, he managed to get the writer Virginia Woolf into the water with him. She later told the garden writer Vita Sackville West all about it. 9 years before Rupert arrived at Cambridge, a group of students asked that tea be brought to them while they lounged in an apple orchard in Grantchester, just outside of Cambridge. Mrs. Stevenson obliged them, and it quickly became a student tradition. Rupert took a room there in 1909, and he and his writer friends took up the habit of tea in the grass, surrounded by the apple trees. Years later, his most famous poem, called The Soldier, was read from the pulpit of St. Paul's Cathedral in London on Easter Sunday in 1915. The poem begins, "If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England." Weeks later, Rupert would be dead, taken by blood poisoning from a mosquito bite on his way to a battle in Gallipoli. But 3 years earlier, while sitting in a cafe in Berlin, far from the English countryside, in the Grantchester orchard, with its beehives and lovely grass, he wrote a poem about those happy times with his friends, lazing by the apple trees. It ends with these words, "Stands the church clock at 10 to 3, and is there honey still for tea?" That was Rupert Brooke, who was buried in an olive grove on the Greek island of Skyros. Today in Cambridge, the Orchard Tea Garden still serves tea under the apple trees and keeps bees. And on the wall of the Rupert Brooke room in the inn are these lines from his poem called The Treasure. "Still may time hold some golden space where I'll unpack that scented store of song and flower and sky and face, and count and touch and turn them over. Today's book was A Year at Clove Brook Farm by Christopher Spitzmiller. It's one of my favorites for 2026. Thanks for listening to The Daily Gardener. And remember, for a happy, healthy life, garden every day.